Welcome to the EpicVerse Podcast, where curiosities and theories run wild about the strange and spectacular and everything in between. And now, your hosts, JosiahRises, Benjamin, and Epic Mike.
Ben, what are you doing? How are you?
Hi, Ben.
I'm here. I'm existing. I'm existing very, very happily, I guess.
Nice. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
well,
I'm here drinking a cup of Joe.
Oh, that sounds nice right now.
Poop
Sounds
coffee.
nice.
And hanging out with you guys.
Poop
Not even
coffee.
gonna lie, it does sound
It's not poop
really
coffee.
nice.
It's
just
absolutely
normal.
poop coffee.
It's
No,
normal
don't-
I still want to
don't lie
drink
these
that.
people.
I still want to drink that.
All right. Should I buy some so we can try it?
Yes,
Don't
please.
do it.
Mike, will
Civet
you try
coffee,
it?
right?
I will
get it?
not. I will not try it.
Oh,
Yeah. What's it called?
it's like civet something.
Wait till you see how
Kopi
expensive it is.
Luwak or something like that.
Civet.
Wait till you see how expensive it
Poop
is, and then you
coffee.
won't buy it. You'll back right out of it because you'll be like, "That's stupid," and nobody should spend that much on anything.
Well,
It's $33 from Amazon.
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
$33. That's not
Or
bad.
you can get premium Kopi Luwak from Indonesian wild palm civets for $198.
I'm really tempted to buy that. Actually,
Yeah, it's
you know,
premium.
I'll do it. I'll slap the money down. I'll get. Hey, yeah, we could do that for the secret project that we can't really mention yet, but
Yes.
we should definitely drink it on that. That'd be fun.
Yes.
I don't like that idea.
I think that's a really good idea. We'll do it. I'll get it
go.
ordered, and we will chug some
Well,
yum coffee.
guess freaking what? Did you know that there's elephant poop coffee as well?
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
It's
Hold
called
on.
Black Ivory coffee.
Man, I might have to get that too.
It's the world's rarest coffee, and it's sold primarily to select 5-star hotels.
Really? Dang,
Yep,
that's
that
crazy.
they reserve a small portion on their website for private consumption by
The world's
international
rarest
consumers.
coffee, naturally refined by elephants.
So I probably won't be able to buy that then.
They
huh?
say it's naturally refined,
Shop.
but
There's a
it's
shop.
just poop.
There's
Yeah,
a
you can
shop
buy
for
it.
it.
Yeah,
Really?
single
package
single
is
package.
$330.
Dang.
A single
Well, that's a
package is
triple package, a
$130.
single. There you go.
How much is a single?
130. It's 35 grams. So
Okay.
1.23
You
ounces.
know, it's
It'll make
that's
it,
really
the package will serve
That's
approximately
really
4
tempting.
espresso-sized cups.
okay. Nice. I am going to go ahead and get these, and then
Imagine standing by an elephant with like a bag. You just catch the poop as it comes out, and then you got to sift through it to find the beans.
Yes.
Imagine that's your
amazing.
job.
I'm glad that humanity hasn't decided to start doing that with like corn or anything that's like
Yeah.
in human poop or anything like that.
Well, you know what would probably be the rarest coffee in the world? If it came out of the butthole of a chupacabra.
Dude, you're right. You're right.
Whoa.
I feel like, you know what? I did actually see a story the other day from Texas.
Story?
Yeah.
Really,
About
Ben?
a chupacabra crapping out coffee?
Chupacabra pooping out coffee?
Not that kind of story, but there was a chupacabra involved.
Really?
And
Like an actual chupacabra?
I mean, they think so. But
Tell us about it, Ben.
yeah, so I found this story the other day.
Uh-huh.
And it
You
was
found the story.
in Amarillo, Texas, in the middle of
Uh-huh.
the night. And zoo officials thought they saw a chupacabra in a surveillance video.
Oh,
Because if you look at the photo, it doesn't necessarily look like any animal or anything, but it's walking on 2 legs. And it was
Yep.
the video was captured around 1:30 a.m. on May 21st. So my question here is,
Mm-hmm.
they said it could be a coyote on its hind legs, but like what coyote walks on 2 legs? That's just kind of spooky.
Right.
Also, why? And then another group of people thought it might be a person in a costume, but like, why would there be a person in a costume in the middle of the zoo at 1:30 a.m.?
Mhm.
Maybe they're freaking weird, I
Yeah.
guess, but
It's a pretty weird looking thing when you look at the picture,
Yeah.
actually.
it is.
My question is there like video surveillance of this that
I
is
don't know.
available to
They
watch?
didn't say that. They said, well, they said, yeah, they saw it in a surveillance video, but I don't know if anybody has. I don't think they can release that video, but they released this picture. So I don't know if there's. I don't know. I haven't found any surveillance video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
It is
found
kind of
either.
weird that like the official Twitter account of the city of Amarillo tweeted this out too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, dude. It's really weird. So, like, it looks like it literally looks like if you stood like the top half of a dog up, but like its legs like are abnormally long on its body. It's a really weird photo.
Like it's weird that its legs kind of I don't know, they just don't look human. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like,
and
they have a weird like little bend to them.
Bend to them, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the worst part about it is, let's say, hey, it's not a chupacabra.
Yeah.
My only other thought is it's a skinwalker, and then that's even more terrifying.
So no, not a skinwalker.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be bad news. That'd be bad news for all of us.
I feel like it looks kind of furry too. Like it doesn't. Does that not look like a little furry to you?
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Furry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and you can kind of see like its ears. It looks like it has like a weird like either like a mane or like long hair or something.
Yeah. I mean, unless the lion just shrunk and decided to walk.
It looks like it has like a spatula in his hand too.
Or see, this is the only thing that led me to believe it was someone who works at the zoo, is that there were it looks like it's holding keys.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, like it would have to be someone with really long hair and also like weirdly proportioned. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty bizarre.
Maybe it's a dog man.
Yeah.
So the city of Amarillo, when they tweeted this out, they said that they captured a strange image outside of the zoo in the dark and early morning hours. Then they were asking, does anybody know what this is? And then they followed it up by saying on June 8th, the Amarillo Zoo, let's see here. Where's their update to this? They said that they provided an update where they still have no idea what it is. So
that's terrifying.
So apparently they're trying to investigate what it is, but they don't have any idea.
No.
At the moment.
Even these more recent articles from just a couple days ago, they still don't.
That's really weird.
Still don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh?
After Amarillo Zoo's clips went viral, San Antonio Zoo in Texas released footage of a mysterious figure and sought the public's help in identifying the strange creature. A mysterious figure has been spotted wandering Brackenridge Park on zoo security cameras. We're seeking the public's help in identifying the strange creature, the zoo's official Instagram page read. Thousands of people have waited on social media. I didn't know about
Is there a picture for that one too?
That's what I'm trying to find here. So let's see.
That's pretty crazy.
Chupacabra, San Antonio.
So I guess just while Ben's looking that up, just to give a little bit of backstory on like what the Chupacabra is for people that are wondering. Basically, it's like this weird dog-looking creature that. So this is what it says. Chupacabra in Latin American popular legend is a monstrous creature that attacks animals and consumes their blood. The name is derived from the Spanish word chupar, to suck, and cabra, goat, and can be translated as goat sucker. As a fearsome but probably non-existent creature, the Chupacabra has been characterized as the southern equivalent of the Sasquatch.
Wow.
So... And
see, it looks to me like this is the same fence, and someone photoshopped a hippo in there. The San Antonio Zoo.
A hippo?
Yeah, someone literally. I'll share the post with you. Hold on.
Wait. Hippos are now showing up in like everything now. Like, why? Okay, this is getting kind of weird. Okay, I just had to point this out real quick. Okay, because we started talking about hippos like a few weeks ago, and now suddenly, out of nowhere, hippos everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see hippos.
Freaking hippos.
Social media, there's hippos everywhere. And now we have all these different places, all these official accounts on Twitter.
Yeah.
That are posting.
Talking about hippos.
Hippos.
Well, take a look at this
photo.
What
is going on?
Tell me that's not the same fence with a hippo photoshopped in there.
You already know what it is. You guys tried to...
Don't.
You guys tried to denounce my hippo knowledge?
No.
Mm-mm. So is San Antonio Zoo like making fun of Amarillo?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what's going on? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I thought this was going to be something
It looks to me
legit,
like they were making fun of them.
That's kind of what it looks like to me.
Which is dumb. It's like, why would you even do that?
Yeah.
This person commented, horrible Photoshop job, same as the other strange creature at Amarillo Zoo. Exact same fence.
Like, I mean, that's kind of the point if they're making fun of them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the Chupacabra creature, like, it looks pretty bizarre to me. It doesn't look human to me. So that's kind of the weird thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a little sus. It's a little sus of that Chupacabra down there.
Do you think that it's an actual video, or do you think that they photoshopped it?
I don't know. I want to see like an actual video, but I don't think they've posted one yet.
Like, no, they have not on social media.
Video. I've actually been looking this whole time trying to find a video somewhere of it.
Wouldn't they just post the video if they had one?
I don't know.
That's my question too. Is like, to me, it seems like it might be fake, only because if they posted, they would get a lot of people checking out their social medias.
Well, here's the other thing too. This is something I just looked into. Yep. So there was a company that donated a bunch of cameras to the zoo after this event.
Okay.
To help solve the issue. But I'm wondering, so sometimes video, like those cameras, especially if they're older, they only do like a certain amount of footage. They don't like run constantly. They take like lots
motion
of images.
Activated.
Yeah, or something. So maybe the issue is they're older cameras, and so they weren't like fully capturing. Like it's like frame by frame, and maybe the thing was out of frame by the time
it captured in.
Yeah,
I mean, it's possible. Why? You would think that even after all this time, we'd have better security cameras.
Yeah,
right.
You would think that, but for some reason we just don't.
Yeah.
So, or these places don't have, they don't spend the money on it, which is understandable. But it's interesting.
Or it's all a hoax because they wanted new security cameras.
Yeah, maybe.
True.
Maybe that's all they wanted.
But then that would make it a conspiracy.
We do like to talk about certain conspiracies on this podcast.
Well, that's true. I mean, maybe the zoos are all in on it together.
Maybe the zoos are all in it, especially the Texas zoos, just to get popularity and make people come to the zoo. Which honestly, I can't even fault them for that. If they want to get popularity, respect, I guess.
Yeah. What's weird is the description for the Chupacabra, the most consistent description people have, was a creature that stood upright and resembled a large reptilian kangaroo. And I will be honest, that photo...
Yeah.
I don't know if that looks like a reptilian kangaroo, though.
Well, we can't tell super well, but I mean, what it does look like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Looks it's got long, shaggy hair.
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, hold on a second. Is it looking at the camera? Scroll.
I don't
zoom
think
in there.
So.
Are you sure? Are you sure those are not eyes looking facing the camera?
I don't know. Let me zoom in here and see.
Zoom in. Tell me those dark spots are not eyes and ears. Look at there's ears, eyes, and a snout there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the snout and stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it looks like it's facing the camera.
It kind of looks that way a little bit.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see how you come to that conclusion.
And to me, that looks like a kangaroo's head.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Maybe I'm digging into it, but that's what it looks like.
Does that mean that chupacabras are like some sort of lizard people hybrid or something, or what?
Maybe this is the lizard people ancestors, or not their ancestors, their descendants.
Yeah.
Or their ancestors. I guess it could be one or the other.
The first sightings of a chupacabra that were reported were in the mid-1970s.
Oh, so not that long. Not that long ago. It was 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's not long ago at all.
But they said they thought it was a condor because of the way it looked. But they apparently, according to this, it was mutilating cattle, and all the blood was removed to the last drop inside these cattle.
Oh wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Early 70s.
Interesting.
There was Brownsville, Texas. A rancher found a bull dead, no blood around it, no tracks. Puerto Rico. Apparently they were found in a lady's house, and she chased him out of the house.
The interesting thing about the chupacabra that kind of makes it a little bit different than the Bigfoot and things like that is that there are a lot of pictures out there of chupacabra-looking creatures that people have taken. In a lot of cases, they're like, oh, it's just like a mangy coyote or a mangy dog or whatever, which, that's very possibly what it is. But it is kind of interesting that there are just tons of pictures out there available of these really weird looking canine creatures almost.
Right.
So
yeah,
it isn't exactly like it definitely doesn't look like a lizard kangaroo hybrid or anything like that.
Some of these, yeah. So someone made like an entire timeline of Chupacabra sightings, and some of these are wild.
Yeah.
Or not even sightings, but they found like what you would call like a crime scene or something left over from them, and some of them are crazy.
Yeah.
Like what did some of them say?
Like this one's crazy. So this was in Isabella County, Michigan in 1996. 8 calves frozen and dead. 2 were skinned of their hide from head to hooves. 6 were skinned of all their hide from neck to hooves. All were black and white Holsteins and about a week old.
Wow.
And then in January 7th, 1996, 1 week-old calf dead and mutilated. Right here had been cut off and the entire skull had been removed. And then there was another person in the Miami area who claimed that it killed 40 animals and saw a dog-like figure standing up with 2 short hands in the air.
Wow.
And then there was this other one that's a pet goat with 3 puncture wounds in its neck. 6-year-old goat was found with the telltale marks of the Chupacabra. That was in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know, man. This is I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's because like, what if there is like somewhat of a plausible explanation? What if it is similar to like maybe it's not mange, but what if it's like some specific virus that these coyotes get, but it makes them really feral and really aggressive? I mean,
and able to walk on 2 legs.
Well, that I said, the only other option is a skinwalker.
Yeah.
And whenever
we
you
don't
have
want
those
to mess.
things,
We don't want to mess with those.
Nope. I'd much rather go toe to toe with a Chupacabra than a skinwalker. That's for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is crazy. In 1996, a 7-year-old boy in the same house said the creature stood on his bed and breathed on his chest. Both the older and younger Espinosa family members described a smell like a wet dog. But this was from their original sighting, which was at 2 a.m. A front door was open and a creature was seen 3 to 4 feet high with scaly skin, clawed hands, red eyes, and a row of spines from the skull cap and down the back. And
do you want to
hear? Mumbled and gestured.
Should I tell kind of a unsettling story?
Always.
Snap. We love unsettling stories here at the EpicVerse Podcast.
So my brother.
I don't like it. Get out.
This is really weird, but it's that story made me think of it. So he one morning, he like woke up, and he and I, we used to sleep on like a bunk bed, and I slept on the top and he slept on the bottom. And he said that one morning he woke up and he said, something really weird happened last night. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, last night. And he was like trying to convince me. He was like, I'm not crazy. It felt so real. He was like, there was like a dog man that was like sitting on my bed looking at me, breathing.
What?
And he said that he actually like reached out and touched it. And he said that he felt like a body there. And then he said that he just kind of like was like, he was like talking to it. He was like, hello. And he was like touching it. And he just kind of like sat there and was just like looking at him. And so eventually he was just like, well, I'm just going to go to bed. So he went back to sleep.
Who in their right mind would go to sleep after that? Like what? The psychopath?
Well, my brother is kind of a little bit of a psychopath.
That's fair.
But
that's fair.
In a good way. But so that was like crazy. I mean, he was like, I don't know, he was probably about 12 when that happened. 12 or 13, I'd say. So that was kind of a weird story. But he was like, he still swears up and down to this day that there was something on his bed that night.
Wild.
Terrifying.
And he said it looked like a dog man. He said it looked like a cross between a human and a dog.
It's really terrifying.
That's so creepy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No, we don't like that.
Turn on more lights right now because I need to. Gotta be safe from the dog, man.
So yikes. I don't know, like that story that you just.
I have so many questions about
it.
Though, like, how did it get in the house? How was it on his bed? Like, was it a very, very vivid dream? Like, you know how like
right.
When you wake up, like you can wake up in dreams almost, and you can like see and touch things, or maybe that's just me. Or at least it feels that way. It like feels.
I've never
real.
been able to touch something, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me ask this: did you guys have a pet dog?
I don't remember.
I thought you did.
At that time, we might have. Yeah.
But like the dog. Like
yeah,
was a person
it's possible, but he was like it was. I mean, he was like it was like a human dog thing. Like,
wow,
that's just what he kept on saying about it. So
interesting.
Yeah, so it's pretty bizarre. But anyway, so that story that Ben was just saying about the kid that saw
the was on his bed,
Chupacabra on his bed, like that's what it totally reminded me of. It's like, holy crap, that's literally what happened to my brother.
Interesting.
That's terrifying, dude. I don't like that. I wonder.
Maybe Chupacabras migrated up here.
Or maybe a Chupacabra is actually a skinwalker.
Maybe
you had a skinwalker in your house.
No skinwalkers.
I mean, there is kind of a weird, uncanny connection between like skinwalkers and dogmen and werewolves and Chupacabras, all that stuff. You know, there's something kind of weird about it.
I mean, I'm going to look up and see what kind of connections there is between this, though.
Yeah.
Chupacabra and skinwalker. That's the scary part about it, dude. Like when they start getting in your house, what do you do then? Yeah.
Well, this is another story, and I'd have to ask him again about it because it's been a long time since he told me. But my dad said that when he lived in New Mexico, he was like a teacher for like a Navajo tribe, and they would like tell him like some pretty weird stories about skinwalkers.
Yeah, I bet.
Like they were like, there's this one area. They actually like flat out told him this. They're like, don't go to this one area because that's like skinwalker territory, and you don't want to go there. They straight up told my dad that.
It's crazy.
Like, wow.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Well, you want to hear something since we're kind of going off of this. This is a story from 2018. This is what's crazy about this.
Yeah.
So this was in Montana. And I looked and couldn't find anything more about it other than this story. But this is on the BBC. A rancher near the town of Denton, Montana, shot a creature last week when it came within several hundred meters of his livestock, and the state wildlife experts said they were unable to pinpoint its species. They inspected the creature. They said they doubt it's a wolf because its teeth are too short, its front paws are abnormally small, and its claws are too large. And there's an actual picture of it. Let me see if I can
send it somewhere.
I'll send you guys a picture of it because it looks like a wolf, but you can tell like it's not a dog because it doesn't look like a dog, but it doesn't look like I don't know. It's weird. I gotta, if anything ever pulls this up, there we go. I've never, but yeah, they said that they could not identify what this creature was, and there's rumors that it might be some kind of like weird hybrid species, but they don't know because even looking at the face and stuff.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen this thing before.
Yeah, like its claws are really long too.
Oh wow!
It looks like to me it looks like it's that coyote wolf,
coy wolf or whatever it's called.
Yeah, coy wolf.
That's what some people said.
That's kind of
maybe it was
like
a coy wolf, but yeah.
But still, that is a crazy looking
animal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always the weird part about it. I mean, you know, sometimes there's an explanation for things, and sometimes it's weirder than what we think it is, and sometimes it's not as weird. But like, just assuming it's always a mangy coyote, you know, I mean, we could be missing out on, like I said, you know, some kind of rare disease that these creatures are getting, or you know,
So, what was the is the origin story that started like the Chupacabra thing? Is that known? Like, because where did the whole idea of it being like a reptile kangaroo hybrid come from?
That's a really freaking good question, my guy.
Like, what started that whole thing? Because to me, you know, like I used to work with a lot of like Hispanics, and they would tell me all these stories about Chupacabra, and they were always like, it's like a dog thing is basically what they said.
I have it here. So a lot of them started out the earliest appearances started out in 1975. And it was a series of livestock killings in the town of Mocha, were attributed to El Vampiro de Mocha, the vampire of Mocha. Initially, it was suspected that the killings were committed by a cult. Later, more killings were reported around the island, and many farmers reported loss of animal life. Each of the animals was reported to have its body bled dry through a series of small, circular incisions.
Oh, wow.
The first reported attack, eventually attributed to the actual chupacabras, occurred in 1995. So 8 sheep were discovered dead in Puerto Rico, each with 3 puncture wounds in the chest area, and reportedly completely drained of blood. A few months later, in August, an eyewitness named Madeline Tolentino reported seeing the creature in the Puerto Rican town of Canovanas? I don't know. I pronounced it terribly. Where as many as 150 farm animals and pets were reportedly killed.
Wow.
Yep. And it's funny because a lot of these stories have very similar outcomes. Usually it's animals, like livestock or pets, that are killed with either puncture wounds or they've been like stripped of their skin. I would not be surprised if the ones that were stripped of skin, if that was actually like skinwalkers, if there's a lot to believe there. If that's something that they do.
Right.
Like, did they, I know it's supposed to be like a witch that shapeshifts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would there potentially be somebody that would have just stripped skin off of animals, though?
It's possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, people have done it in history before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing. There's only 2 real descriptions that we see of skinwalkers, of chupacabras. Mm-hmm. It's either that of a reptile-like creature that have leathery or scaly greenish-gray skin, sharp spines or quills running down its back, and it stands or hops in similar fashion to that kangaroo. Or the other description that's common is of a strange breed of wild dog. The form is mostly hairless, has pronounced spinal ridge, usually pronounced eye sockets, fangs, and claws. Unlike conventional predators, the chupacabra is said to drain all the animal's blood. So once again, here's 2 different descriptions, but they're similar enough because it's pronounced ridges on the back, it's hairless, which you could look at it and assume it's leathery or gray skin, especially if it's,
But those are 2. Those are 2 like descriptors that most people, pretty much everybody's stories either fall with one of those 2.
Right.
Yeah.
About it, you know?
Yep.
There's not like a crazy amount of stories with a ton of different looks. It's kind of the same thing with Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. It's like every story you hear is pretty similar.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a through line there.
Yeah. And that's one of the fun things that we always try to find here on EpicVerse Podcast is those commonalities like that. And
absolutely.
Because, there has to be something that is the reason why all these stories have so much in common, like there's
right. Yeah.
It's kind of it's just weird. It's weird. It's the whole thing with the Bigfoot too. Like, so many of these Bigfoot stories, there's so much about them that are so consistent as far as the descriptions on Bigfoot.
The descriptions, the smells, all of it, like the
screeches,
the sounds they make.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's there's this other sighting in Mississippi apparently that they thought of that was like a chupacabra as well. And this one was a more recent one, and they were like, yeah, this is like they basically described it as it would be like if a zombie had a dog. It's how they described the look of this thing.
Yeah.
So
it's freaky sounding.
Yeah. Well, and then I just saw a thing, some guy who did a lot of studying apparently at the University of Michigan, said that they believe that they're coyotes or some kind of wild dog that has scabies. And that typically they'll get desperate enough because they're hungry because they can't normally hunt to attack livestock. It doesn't really make up for the draining of blood.
Yeah.
But it at least has a kind of some of it makes sense as far as the idea behind it being like, hey, this is a wild animal with some kind of sickness, but it still doesn't, that's the biggest thing for me is it doesn't explain the blood being drained.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
are chupacabras the long lost pets of the lizard people?
Probably.
Oh. I mean, I never thought of it that way. But
so many connections.
Some lizard guy just lost his puppy one day, and then it went to down south and became a murder machine.
Yeah.
Or
the blood out of livestock.
Aliens are trying to recreate a species.
Right.
Experimenting.
Maybe
the
aliens sent chupacabras here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when when all the scientists start putting like fish in new areas in the water.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
Boom. We got. Hey,
Boom.
I mean, eels had to come from somewhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
Why not from space?
Yeah. Checks out.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. They don't have balls.
It's like octopus. Why not from space?
Yeah.
They have blue blood.
I don't know. There's something pretty sus about Chupacabra. So
yeah. Very sus.
And I don't really have a clear explanation for it at this point.
Well,
but
this certainly won't be the last sighting of it.
Right.
So.
No.
But it is kind of interesting that Chupacabra, much like the lizard people, as we have talked before, like to live in warmer climates. So something
so I guess if we're going hunting for the Chupacabra, we got to go down south.
Just some food for thought.
Guess we got to go
warmer climates.
South.
Lizard people.
Yep.
Lizard people.
Yeah, exactly.
Lizard people's dogs.
Yeah. So with all of that being said, those are going to be our thoughts on the Chupacabra for today. Let us know what you think about the Chupacabra in the comments below. We'd appreciate that a lot if you're watching us on YouTube, and please subscribe. If you're listening to us on your favorite audio podcast platform, then please leave a review. We'd appreciate that a lot, and we will catch you all in the next episode very soon. Bye.
Yeah.